y'all, it's your girl, Shakara, and I'm back with another video. As you can tell, today I'm joined by my special guest,
Renee.
And we're here to talk a little bit about our experience of being Black women in engineering. So if that's a topic that interests you, be sure to stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Period.
I'm just gonna let Renee introduce herself a little bit, like what's your background in engineering, what brought you to engineering, and so on.
Okay, well, as I said before, I'm Renee, and I just graduated in May.
Congrats.
This month with my bachelor's in biomedical engineering. So I was in college for 5 years, so we made it work.
Okay.
And I just accepted a job in Kalamazoo working at the Pfizer plant. So excited for that. Mm-hmm. And what was the other part?
So what brought you to engineering?
Oh, what brought me to engineering? To be completely honest, it was the money. But also, I do have a love for science. Okay. Math, just a little bit, but science for sure.
I feel that. Definitely, that's transparent. A lot of times people try to act like money has no effect in the major that they choose or the career field they go into. It has a major effect. It's your life. It's your livelihood. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate the transparency, because for me too, money was a factor. And then it was also like, what am I interested in, and where can I go with it? So
right.
Yeah.
Because I saw it was like $80K, and I was like, okay, that's starting off. We can do that. We can do that.
Okay, so for our first question, what would you say are some of your favorite things about your major, and why you chose specifically biomed opposed to other engineering fields?
Okay, so biomed is like in the name, you hear bio, but there's not even a lot of bio in it. You take like anatomy and phys, and one bio class with the lab. But as far as like the engineering goes and all the other engineerings, those didn't have a lot of science base to me other than chemical engineering, but that wasn't really the route that I was trying to go. Mm-hmm. Especially with like all the classes that are involved. Once you see the list, I'm like, transport 2, I'm like, I don't even know what this is. Mm-hmm. So I actually did end up having to take a class in chemical engineering and like classes in all the disciplines basically. So I feel like biomedical engineering makes you like well versed in everybody else's disciplines, but we kind of like focus on like FDA regulations and kind of like quality assurance, and like if your medical device isn't working, how can we step in and fix it? Okay. So I don't know, I kind of got more interested in it as I went further into my major. I had like these classes called design labs. In each design lab, you come up with a prototype. And that prototype, you basically go from beginning to end of brainstorming, creating that, creating the design of it and how it'll work. And then you start making like risk mitigations and testing it to like you get to your final product, and that's where you present at design day, and then you get feedback from it. So it's kind of like real world application. So
okay, cool.
I enjoyed that part.
And that's one thing about engineering, all the different disciplines are so different. Like everything she's talked about sounds awesome. I know nothing about what she's talking about, but it's definitely important. Like if you think about even your car seats, those have to be ergonomically sound so that when you're riding, it's an experience and it's not just feeling like you're sitting on cardboard. That's a biomedical engineer that does that.
Yeah, that's biomechanics. That's like one of your concentrations that you can pick with biomedical engineering. So you have like biomaterials, biomechanics, and bioinstrumentations. A lot of bio.
Right. So do you have a concentration or no?
Yes, I chose biomaterials because I was trying to do tissue engineering. Okay. So like working more with like the cellular based part of biomedical engineering.
Interesting. Okay.
Because I'm not really into the mechanical type parts, because I was like, oh, let's do prosthetics and orthotics.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say that. So it's like biomechanics would be like making like a robotic arm or like a, you know, something
and
like that.
Vehicle safety, like you said.
Okay, got it. Okay.
But that wasn't my speed. I was like, I like sales.
Okay.
So
that's interesting. I never even thought about who's the person that does this type of stuff. So
yeah.
The more you know. So, you know, as you can see, we're black, you know, and we're ladies. So what has your experience been like being a black engineer and being a black female engineer? How has that been for you?
So in my field, there wasn't a lot of black people. I was the only black woman in my cohort for the last 4 years.
Wow.
And the last semester, there was a black man who came in. So I was like, oh wow, like I don't even see any black men in biomedical engineering.
Yeah.
It's been more black women, but they're scarce.
Yeah.
So it's like, I've seen freshman black women come in, but not even a lot of black men.
That's crazy.
But as far as my experience as like an engineer, NSBE kind of like helped me with finding more black engineers that we can share like our same struggles.
Yeah, I was
as far as like classes, and because we take similar classes,
right,
like in the beginning, so physics and all of our math classes and stuff like that.
Basic engineering classes.
Basic engineering. And so being able to talk about that, because those are struggle classes too.
Yeah, don't let the basic fool you.
Right.
Like,
before we even get into your
they trying to
major
snatch
classes.
you out. Like, okay, let's see if you can really make the cut.
All the weeder classes, chemistry.
Chemistry, I barely got by.
Right.
And you know, chemistry, I feel like chemistry always starts out smooth. It's like, okay, nomenclature, okay, poly by, you know, monodicarbonate, you know.
I forgot that.
I don't even know what it is. I'm just naming it. But, like, it starts out smooth. And you're like, okay, I can do this. Then you get to the part that you can't drop the class anymore. And they go 10 times as fast. And, like, you don't even know what they're talking about. So, you know, you definitely have to get your little friend group or little study group together and, you know, make it happen, make it work. So that's where we met. NSBE was where we met. And so we had an office where we would, like, always study or just, like,
play around,
rant, debate, like, and so it was always just like a fun time for us. So it was kind of like a place to just kind of like decompress or tap in if you really had to go study.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was more of my experience with being black, was definitely being a part of NSBE, was where I got my experience of being able to bond with other black engineers. But as far as like my major goes, no. But with females, there are females in my, or should I say women? My goodness. Women in my cohort. But we always stuck together with all of our classes and stuff like that. So it was a presence of a lot of women in our classes. Okay.
That's nice. It's interesting, like, how it differs, you know. Because, I mean, my major was pretty half and half, industrial engineering. So it was kind of half and half, pretty equal with the women and men, but still more men, I want to say. And then we did have a pretty diverse group as well. So it really depends on the discipline itself, and then like what I guess like this cohort or class you're in, you know.
Because with mechanical engineering, all men, based. For the most part.
You feel the testosterone in the air in their classes. I'm like, okay. Yeah. So we've all had experiences of like little maybe microaggressions or moments where people are kind of like, oh, really? You know, so have you ever had a time like in biomed or just, you know, when it came to engineering in general where you're like, is it because I'm black? Like,
right.
You know?
So before we even started this, I was talking to Daisy about this. And I was saying, in my actual biomed cohort and with my professors and stuff, I'd have to say no, there were no microaggressions. But getting into biomedical engineering was when I had those microaggressions. I don't want to name any names, but it was an advisor, and I was trying to apply into the school of BME because for some reason it's separated, and so you have to apply into it, and I didn't when I was in high school. So in my fall semester, I was taking these classes, BE 1200, math and chemistry and stuff like that. And I was telling them, hey, I want to get into BME. Can you help me out in getting like the classes that I need and things like that? So he was like, are you sure you want to be in biomed? I was like, yeah, why would you even say that? He's like, I'm like, are you saying that I can't do it because it's hard? Are you saying it because I'm black and you don't think I can get in because it's mainly like a lot of white people in that cohort? So what are you talking about?
Right.
So I ended up applying and everything, and I got an email the next semester saying that I got in. And I told him, he was like, oh, really? You got in? I was like, yeah,
what do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
Couldn't get in, so.
Right.
Yeah.
It's little things like that, you know, and I don't know, like, you can get it from all over, like, exactly. For instance, like, if there was a test, right? Everyone bombed the test, but you happen to do well. And so the teacher might be like, oh, the highest grade was a 93 or 85 or, you know, whatever the grade was. And you have one of the higher grades, people, they never suspect it's you. Like, sometimes in classes, like you just don't talk, but people will talk to everybody else and be like, oh, what did you get? What did you get? What did you get? They can't find the person who scored really high. Meanwhile, you're sitting there like,
it's me.
Why didn't you ask me if I'm the one who got the high grade? Like, you know? So just little things like that.
I feel that.
And you learn to not take it personal because I think it's a lot about like exposure and just like being like open-minded and things like that. So for me, as long as like you're confident in yourself and you know like, look, I know I'm doing my stuff, I work as hard as anybody else, so just walking around with that kind of confidence is really important, you know, being a woman, being a black woman, you know, when you're in STEM, engineering, any kind of field, even if you're not in STEM.
Totally agree with that.
Yeah. So how did you overcome struggles when it came to studying? If you didn't know what you were doing, if you know you were just having a hard time, like how did you overcome those struggles and really make sure that you were able to grasp whatever content that you needed?
It's a good question. So, first, well, I just have to say the first class I failed was Calc 2. And in that time, I was like, okay, this is not going well. How can I make sure that I kind of pass this class before I even failed it? I went to the teacher a lot, and we have a math room in like the FAB building, the Faculty Administration building. And you can go there and ask them all your questions and stay, and they'll try to help you as much as they can. So I utilized that a lot when I was going through Calc 2. They helped, but I still just didn't click with me until the final exam. And that was the time where I got like the highest score, but it was still 60%. So
okay.
all the other exams was bad.
Okay.
But even after I failed that class, I had other classes that I needed some help with. So first it was, okay, can I ask the teacher? If the teacher doesn't give me the necessary tools that I need, then I ask my classmates. And sometimes with asking your classmates, sometimes it can be a little like two-sided, I guess, because they want to do well in the class, and some people have that competitive side of like, ooh, do I want to help you because I want to do well? But I'm like, if you know,
we can both do well.
Right, like okay. Don't worry about the curve. Just, geez, help me a little bit. So if the classmates don't help, then I go to outside resources that the school provides. So with BE 1500, with our MATLAB class, they had the STEM building. So I was in there 3 times a week before the homework came about, before the exams. They help tremendously. And then if that doesn't work, YouTube. Go to YouTube. Was it chemistry tutor or something I used a lot? Organic chemistry tutor or something like that. Just like typing in anything into the search bar dealing with whatever class you have, that was the last resort. And the book. Oh yeah, that's when it comes down to like the baseline.
Let me open this textbook that I just paid for. Like, come on.
Yeah. So it's like I had a system as far as like where I need to get help from and who I need to get help from too to help you pass the classes. So yeah.
Good. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, it's definitely important to have that process because sometimes you just like try everything at once and then see what sticks. But yeah, it's good to have like step 1, you know. But yeah, so what advice would you give to aspiring biomedical engineering students or, you know, female engineers, women engineers, black engineers? Like, how would you advise them?
Okay, so with my major, I would first take the time out to figure out what you want to do with biomed, because there are so many different pathways that you can go with it. So like I was saying, I'm doing like cell-based work. So right now I'm working in a lab and we're studying COVID and the different viruses that are similar to it. And I get to work in the clean room, prep bacteria and inoculate it and stuff like that. So you can do lab work. You can do dentistry, which I just found out, because biomaterials, like the different materials that go into your mouth, like fillings and braces, all that stuff. So are they biocompatible? Do they have an immune response with your body? You can go law school. You can do professor, you know, you can do a lot of things with biomedical engineering. So it's just, vehicle safety, like we talked about, those big 3, 4, GM, all that. So just finding that path that you want to go, and it's not like you have to stick with it, but keeping your options open, talking to different professors that you have an interest in their work, read their thesis, read what little work that they have done throughout the years, and see if that's something that you want to do, and set up meetings with them, and just keep your head up through engineering, because it can get difficult, that's for sure. And just like with all the classes that you see, you're just like, oh, I have to do 16, 18 credits this semester, and some of the classes, they're like 2 credits, but it's 4 credit coursework.
Yeah.
And so you have to keep that in mind as well, and just keeping that mentality of like, I'm a graduate. So I definitely say that, just trying to figure out what you want to do after college. I know it seems like early when you're a freshman, but it definitely works out in your favor at the end, because you're like, okay, I made this plan. Now let's execute it.
Right. And that's super important, because like, even for me, when I first like started college, I was like, okay, you know, we're here. I don't have to worry about senior design till like 3 years from now, 4 years from now. But everything happens so quickly, and it's important, like, even in your freshman year, sophomore year, those years are really important, because even though as a freshman it may be hard to get an internship, when you can get an internship next summer or whatever, they look at your GPA and they look at like, okay, like, we're not even gonna look at you because you don't have this GPA. And there were some companies that really did that. They were like, you have this GPA, we're not looking at you. And it's like, dang, like, come on, like, you don't even know what happened. So yeah, it's really important to like set that foundation early, so that when you get in, like, you can like have like more like foot on the road, you know, or rubber on the road.
I don't know that saying.
Something like that. When make the rubber meet the road. Make the rubber meet the road when you start off.
Exactly.
But yeah, and then you know, as you're in college, or if you're like coming up to the finish line, I would definitely say still like keep up those same like habits that helped you get to where you are, because sometimes the finish can be difficult too.
That's so senioritis.
Yeah.
It's something.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out when I got senioritis the most. I think it was junior year.
It's always junior year for me.
Junior year. Yes. I think I had a lot of like hard classes junior year, and it was just getting like, I'm so tired of this. But I think senior year I had like more enjoyable classes, and I had just like a little bit more freedom
because you can pick your concentrations. And stuff.
So yeah, I think junior year was rough. Senior year was like, I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. Right. You know,
that last semester. Like, okay, I got it. And to add on to what Adeze was saying about internships being difficult to get your freshman year, like tap into your professors as well and see if they have any opportunities over the summer.
Oh, that's good.
Because they might have some availability in their lab, in their research, or just anything around like the school. If they have anything that they want you to jump on their project, it might be minimal, but at least you'll have something on your resume.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good. That's really good because sometimes you don't think about that. Like, even if it's not necessarily like a full company, like, and it's your professor that's running a study or something like that. You know, like that's major.
Because they'll give you the best references at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
definitely. And you have a little bit of I want to say grace. You have a little bit of grace because one, you're a student. Typically, you're their student, and they know that you need to be taught a lot of things because they know what you already know.
Right?
Because they are the ones who see their own curriculum. So yeah, that's what's up. So, as we spoke about NSBE and just being able to come together with our friends and stuff, like we had a lot of crazy moments, a lot of funny moments, like moments that we shouldn't even speak about, that we won't speak about. But so, like, what were some of, or like at least one of like your favorite moments, whether it's funny or just like something fun that we did within engineering?
So I did like these Taco Tuesdays sometimes. So invite the NSBE crew to my house, and then we had one at our friend's house, at Chris's house. And we had a little Taco Tuesday. That was fun.
I forgot about that.
And we were like doing our little TikTok videos. It was like the Get the Gat video.
I forgot about that.
So that was fun. So I enjoyed like those moments of us coming together outside of our office and kind of like rejoining with each other and having that community time and building our friendships and stuff like that. So that was a fun time. Just the conferences as well. Just those were a time. I probably shouldn't talk about that. But anyway,
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Was it No, it wasn't Grand Rapids. It was Indiana. It was the Indiana one. Because we was having our little matching fits that time. You had the red dress on.
Yeah,
red top on.
Okay.
It was the Indiana trip because that was RLC.
Yeah, it was RLC. Okay.
Yeah, and we went out that night.
Funny times. Oh my goodness.
It's always a time.
Always a classic, man.
For sure.
Oh my goodness.
Miss those times.
I definitely miss all the social aspects, of both NSBE and just college in general. Just being able to just go to your friend's room and vent, you know what I'm saying? Or have a late night adventure to wherever, get some food, so.
Go to late night or something at
late night
12, 1 o'clock or so. They only stayed open until like 2 or something. 2, So it was decent food.
Yeah, it's just all the moments and memories. So another piece of advice I would give as a final remark is definitely make those connections and those just memories. Studying is important, grinding is important, but also like take a step back and say, okay, let me connect with some professors and some fellow classmates that we have a common ground with, or we could just help each other out on our journey. So those are definitely good things because those are the things I miss the most and remember the most. All the other stuff I learned, that's cool and all, but what really like stuck with me is the moments and memories and connections I made. So yeah,
I agree.
Yes. Any final remarks for you?
I don't think so. I think I said my piece.
Yes, you did. You did very well. But thank you so much for joining me today, Renee. It was lovely to have you. And like we haven't seen each other in a while, so it's like
been a minute.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, it was just nice. And congrats again on Okay, wait. So congrats again on graduating.
Thank you.
And congrats again on the new job. So yeah, hopefully that goes well for you. And thank y'all for watching. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Don't play with me now. Come on now. Comment, like, and subscribe. If you got this far,
come on.
It's only right.
Comment.
It's only right. We drop some gems. So yeah. I'm gonna sign out and we're gonna sing the song 5, 6, 7, 8. My name is Ada and I make Shakara. All day long, yes, ha, Shakara. Oh, Lord, Shakara. Oh, Lord, Yes, Renee. Thank you.